Here are the three types of money that nobody is really talking about. Hi, I'm Scotty G. I'm a financial advisor. I work with clients that are going into retirement and already retired. And I share content like this so you don't have to fork money out for it. There should be three types of money you have in retirement. There should be one, the income bucket. That's the amount of money that you need to solve for your income needs. That could be your Social Security, your pension income, a fixed index annuity that has an income rider. It could be a side hustle in retirement. It could be the bonds and dividends portion of your investment portfolio that solves for your income bucket. The income bucket should solve for the spousal Social Security income drop that happens in your late stages of retirement. Generally, it's the man, and the man usually has the higher income out of the spousal income. And so you don't get both. You get the higher of the two. And so boom, it drops. You need to have a replacement for that income. The second type of bucket is the preservation bucket. Now, people may look at their money in terms of maybe the same dollars assigned to both preservation and income. And that's difficult to do because whatever balance you pull out of these accounts, you have to backfill it with the money that you put in order to sustain your retirement. So there's strategies that you can do along the way that can solve for that over time that aren't as frequent. Things like new cars every 5 to 8 or 10 years, leaky roof, even healthcare issues as you age, like long-term care. This should be money that is slow and steady. It wins the race, but it's not money necessarily you're wanting too volatile. And the third type of money is the one that people often overlook, even when they're in their later stages of retirement, and that is growth. You have to combat the fact that the government has a lot of power with monetary policy. You see, the government has not really done a good job in terms of how they look at the fiscal policy. There's a huge $1 trillion debt crisis in America, and it's only growing. And we can do, basically, the Congress do two things. They can reduce spending. So the question might be is, what will they do? And the majority of people that I survey is most people agree they're going to increase taxes. What they don't realize is the government has a lot of creative ways of doing that. And some of the ways which are so slow, so gradual that you don't realize it's a tax, and that's inflation. You see, the government doesn't need to increase the tax brackets to protect the progressive tax code for you. All they need to do is just print more and more money, which means your money has less value over time, which means for a 25, 30-year retirement, you're going to see major taxes in form of inflation later in your retirement. So you have to allocate a portion of your bucket for that risk, which is growth. Your growth over time, it might be a little bouncy because it may be more risky. It needs to beat the rate of inflation. So often more conservative investors will look at their bucket and they'll focus all on preservation and income. And they just overlook the fact that the government is taxing you even though they're not raising your tax bracket. So when it comes to your retirement, in terms of your retirement income style, your risk tolerance, your risk capacity, make sure you're allocating for these three buckets. If you want to learn more about this, reach out to me in my profile below. We have a first complimentary call. You can get some solid recommendations on where you're headed in retirement.